morning, everyone. Thank you for being here and being part of our Veterans Day, memorial service for our veterans. We thank you. We just want us as veterans give you that appreciation that you give us. Let us remember those that have given the ultimate sacrifice for this great nation. It goes back a long ways. It goes back to when our warriors were on horseback fighting, as we all know, the wars of genocide, persecution. Just want to thank you for this opportunity that I can come as a veteran and honor those, and we thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Daniel. And I'd like to thank y'all for hosting us again this year. I'd like to say thank you to the singers and the drum, and, really just all y'all, because really it's my pleasure, it's our pleasure from the Red Path Warrior Society to be with Christian soldiers in the house of the Lord. So that's the main thing. That's why we are here. Like I said, I don't know if y'all heard me at the beginning, but Eugene's in the hospital. He's got some more foot problems, so we'll keep him in our prayers along with all the other sick and ill people. And he wanted me to say, someone to speak on about Memorial Day. He wanted people to know the history of it so that they'd sort of understand and pass it on, because it started out as decoration, and then it was changed later to Memorial Day. And it's now a federal holiday in the United States for remembering America's sons and daughters who last full measure came while serving in our country's armed forces, the United States Marine Corps, the United States Navy, the United States Air Force, the United States Army, and the United States Coast Guard. I'd like to quote a young man that served in World War II, and he later became President of the United States. And I quote, "As we express our gratitude, we must never forget that the highest appreciation is not to utter words, but to live by them." And that was John F. Kennedy. End of quote. As we remember those whose ultimate sacrifice came downrange with a patriot on their right, a patriot on their left, that act was for us all, so that we can live in a free nation. Today we can also remember the Gold Star families, which symbolizes those who we honor today and their families. The Blue Star families for those who have served and are serving in our nation's armed forces. And let us remember the POW families and the MIA families. It's a tragic story of a loved one who went off to war and not returning, and we can pray for their closure, for God to comfort them. And on a day like today, and it'll carry on through tomorrow, but most of all, all year long, if you get a chance, like I said, you can always give a veteran a handshake or give them a hug. And it's we can remember them all today. And like I said, I thank you for hosting us. I'd like for this time, since we're going to turn it back over to the pastors, if you say a prayer for us to close in the Memorial Day service, remember.